Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Teach the Skill. This one is Landing Mechanics 101. Our teacher today is a friend of mine named Kelvin Giles. Kelvin is a very special teacher indeed. He comes to us all the way from Brisbane, Australia. Kelvin spent many years as an Olympic coach in the United Kingdom with track and field athletes. He consults internationally. He's also spent many years working with professional rugby players in Australia. Joining Kelvin today is his granddaughter Ella, who does a great job of demonstrating all of Kelvin's progressions for landing mechanics. I'm so appreciative of Kelvin sharing his knowledge with us, and I hope everybody enjoys this series. This is part 1 of 2.
Hi Greg, welcome from sunny Brisbane in Australia, where it is now 1 month into autumn. Thanks for the opportunity of trying to offer some insights into the landing components of these foundation movements. Look, there's smarter people out there than me, and I'm sure by sharing this idea you'll get a lot more great ideas on landing. But for now, this will be my ideas. Well, most people think that landing is to do with this kind of shape, where we cushion ourselves as we land or we shock absorb as we land. We must never forget that landing is happening in our daily lives. Every time we walk, we are landing. Every time we run, our feet are landing on the ground. Every time we're in a game of tag and we change direction, we are landing. Every time we want to throw, we plant a foot and we throw, so the plant is a landing. Every time we go upstairs, we are landing, and every time we come downstairs, we are landing. So landing is a very complex movement, but we'll start off really simply and then try and build the puzzles right to something that is more complex. So let's start with a very simple movement. And within that, we should be able to see the things that we want to coach. So it starts with this kind of landing. Here I've got my head up and chest up, and there's a very good reason for that. If we're involved in a game and we want to play low and we are down low after landing, we want to see what's happening around us. So we land head up and chest up. We also want to see that we're landing and we're going to bend at the ankles, the knees and the hips. By bending at the ankles, we've got a flat foot. By bending at the knees, we want to see that we aren't collapsing here. And by bending at the hips, we look like we're sitting in a chair. So to help with this journey from a simple movement to a complex movement, let me introduce you to Ella. So come on in, Ella. Now then, Ella is 12 years of age, and she thinks she's 19. Now, Ella does lots of sports, winter and summer sports, but one of the big things that she's really been involved in the last few years is her athletic development. And she's been playing with some of these landings for a long time now. She won't get them all right, but she's been trying her hardest. And just a point on this, it wasn't too long ago that Ella was about this tall. Now she's the size of a giraffe. So it's really important at this age, 9, 10, 11 and 12, that we teach these kind of activities. The activities of lunging and squatting and pushing and pulling and bracing and rotating and hinging and landing. So we can give them a great opportunity to enter into their journey towards sports performance or just general health and well-being. So from now on, Ella's going to do all the work. So we start with a very simple movement, the in-place jump and land. The next progression is to go in a forward direction. We can try a sideways direction. Now we can change to a backwards direction. Complexity by increasing the height, they have to jump a little. the height can be increased even more. We can add to the complexity of the movement by changing what happens in the air. That was a 90-degree turn. Now a 180-degree turn. The whole point of this variability is to try and move the journey towards the complexity that we see in life and in games and in competitions. So now we'll start to interfere with this general basic movement and try and make it more complex. Next variables are to do with how the feet land on the floor. It starts with letting them land close together. Now, wide landing. Wide landing, toes out, knees out. Now a narrow landing, toes in, knees in. Although this landing position shows the knees collapsing inwards, remember the world of skiing gives us this position many times. The whole point, as all these positions will tell us, is that she has to be able to control it. Now we can change to landing in a split foot position. Now you can see the body's had to organise from having both feet flat on the ground to where the rear foot has now got the heel off the ground. She hasn't been coached in that, the body is self-organised. So now we can look for a split position with the feet wide apart. And again, the rear foot, the foot is no longer flat on the floor, the body has self-organised to get in this position. Now we change the puzzles to land and the and is that we're going to change parts of the body shape with the arms. So this is land and reach. Now land and reach up. So now land and reach to the side. We've got land and rotate. Add to the complexity now, we're going to ask to do the same reaching movements, but before she lands. Jump, reach and land. Jump, reach up and land. This is jump, reach down and then land. And the other side, jump, reach down and land. Now all these change the position of the body in the air and she's got to manage it. This is jump, rotate and land. And the other side, rotate early, jump, rotate and land. Now we can start to mix different puzzles together. Here she's going to choose the direction of forward jumping. She's going to land with her feet in a different position, which is going to be narrow, and she's going to be adding the reaching to it. So now it's getting more complex. So here's going to be jump, narrow landing, and reach. Now she's going to try a forward jump with a split landing and rotation. So now another puzzle, it's going to be a sideways jump with a wide foot landing and a reach up. We can also add an implement. To add to the puzzle, we can start changing the rhythm and the timing of the jump by jumping up onto a box. Good. Try the backwards one. This will get you. And a sideways jump. Now start jumping onto the box and off the box. On forwards, off forwards. Good. On forwards and back to the starting position backwards. Now she's going to go sideways, onto her left and off to her left. Make it more challenging, you've got to change the direction you're facing when you land for the second time. Now, I've just given Ella the puzzle that she's got to solve herself. She's got to do something she hasn't done before today. On backwards, off sideways with a half turn. Clever devil.